Hey, this is Pastor Craig, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of Ask Pastor Craig. Thank you for joining me. My question this evening is this. I'm going through some really difficult times. My future is really uncertain. I don't know from day to day how I'm going to get through. How can I feel better? You know, I'm sorry that you're going through these difficult times, and I think that all of us have times in our life that are kind of hard to get through. They're tough to get through. And we're looking for answers, and we're looking for ways to kind of get us through the storm to a place of peace, or to a place where we feel secure. And so I appreciate your question very much. You know, it's hard to say or to give a solid answer. But let me share a couple of scriptures with you. The book of Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Philippians chapter 4 is a powerful verse. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about those things. And finally, Psalm chapter 9, verses 9 and 10. "The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. Those who know your name trust in you. For you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you." You know, when you're going through a tough time, there really is no easy answer. And just to say trust in the Lord or have faith, that seems so trite whenever you're dealing with such heavy difficulties, or whenever the future really seems uncertain. But let me say this to you. The reality is, you really do need to do that. You need to trust the Lord, even though the circumstances around you might prove that there is an overwhelming amount of evidence that things are not going to be okay, that things are not going to turn out well. Trust the Lord anyway. And also, share your feelings with God. Be very honest with the Lord. I'm feeling this. I'm going through this. I'm suffering in this way. And then allow space and time in that moment of prayer for God to really speak to you, for God to really minister to your heart. You know, we learn how to talk to God, but one of the things we're not really good at, or one of the things that's really difficult to teach, is us learning to listen to God, us learning to wait on the Lord to minister to our hearts and to touch our hearts and to provide that peace that He promises to give. But you know, that's a spiritual occurrence, that's a spiritual event. And so we have to make room for God to really minister to our lives. And so I want to encourage you to do that. You know, when you're going through a tough time, a difficult time, or the future seems very uncertain, I really encourage you to take some time throughout your day to give God the room to speak to your heart and to touch your heart and to lift your burdens. I found in those difficult and tough times that God will do exactly that. But I really encourage you to be certain to make time to allow the Lord to minister to you. I know that He really wants to, and the Bible tells us that over and over and over. Put your trust in me. Allow me to lift your burdens. In fact, Jesus said, "Come to me, all of you who are burdened and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. I'll provide you peace." So I encourage you to do that. Allow God to give you that peace. Allow God to lift those burdens. And remember that God has a plan, that God cares about your future. God cares about your right now. And even though these times may be very difficult, the Lord is present with you. He's there with you. And He will, absolutely, with a great deal of certainty, no question, He will bring you through. I'm praying for you. And I know that God cares and is with you. Thank you so much for your question. You know, if you have a question related to this or something completely different than this, we'd really like to hear from you. You can reach us in one of three ways. You can reach us at this radio program's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/ROR Ministries. You can reach me at my church's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Heartland Christian Center, or you can reach me at my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Pastor Craig Online. God bless you for listening this evening.